Alright, so, little update. Been a while. It's been winter. Not working on this in winter, but turbo is coming. Basically, there's a couple things that I want to do before I go turbo. First off, my third gear clutch pack is just gone. So third gear flares quite a bit, probably 2,000 RPMs on a good slip going into third. So we know that the clutches made clearance with each other, and basically that's not happening. So I got to rebuild the trans. Pretty much it's just going to do a refresh overall, check out the pump gears. I am making probably about 180 psi line pressure on here. So, and we're also going to try and work out a trans brake for it, get it dialed in, whatnot. Past attempts have not worked, so hopefully I got my research down on the trans brake. Alternator has to get switched out to an SRT4 alternator, and then turbo will be going on here too. So probably going to do turbo before I do transmission, and I'm also going to get a new torque converter. My torque converter clutch is just gone, so I don't have a lockup, because multiple times leaving lockup on and then stalling the engine, so that's not good. But anyway, I want to go with a solid input shaft, which means that I have to convert over to a non-lockup torque converter because the input shaft is hollow for line pressure. We're going to do just touching up valve body mods on that valve body in there now. This is supposed to be up here. We are a full mega squirt now. Tune is dialed in. I finally got rid of the hesitation on part throttle. So we are running semi-sequential now on my injectors and spark. I also have to check out spark, make sure it's 0 degrees offset, correlating with the sensor to the ECU. That's another thing that I never checked. I'm just hoping it's close to where it should be on timing. Run about 32, 34 degrees in here. So turbo, I want to get that in before I do the transmission, because first and second gear are good, and that's what I use on the drag strip. So this is still pretty much good racing wise. I just need to, but cruising wise, third gear is just gone. And I will show you that when we go driving too. Turbo kit, I want to get that just dialed in. Hopefully I can get one pass on it, take apart the transmission, redo that. Well, honestly, it doesn't really matter, because I'm not going to run the times that I want, because I got to up the stall on the converter too. I'm stalling at like 2400, 2500, which makes sense. That's what the converter's at. I want to upgrade to like a 4200 stall. Some guys are running the 4500, but I just don't think I'm going to have the RPM range for that. And I'm also trying to get my hands on billet titanium rods and pistons, so that is when we will start revving this out to about 10K. But for now, turbo, I want to get that dialed in. I got to figure out how I'm going to tap into my coolant lines, go into the oil pan, and then figure out all the vacuum lines, because I'm not going to be running solenoids on this. I'm just going to be running, straight boost controller. And what's the other thing? There's another thing that needed the solenoids, but we're going to bypass all that, and we're going to run it like a traditional turbo setup, and probably just going to be cleaning up a lot of this mostly. Wires are kind of all over the place, so this year's just kind of dialing in and getting the turbo ready. But along with that comes transmission, because that's just done. So we can go in here and we can start it. Startup tune was dialed in over winter. I do have cold start pretty good. I might have to add some fuel because of the sequential sequential injection now. It's here, let's get it so it turns on. I'm running semi-sequential now, and basically added fuel into it, so because it's getting it at a better time. So we have to, it was getting too much fuel in there. I pulled fuel out, so let's see. She might not start, she might start. We're gonna wait for that to dial up. And fuel pump is primed, and let's go ahead. It doesn't have enough fuel. It will start now. That's me on it. touched that up too. That's not looking that great. So basically this year I just want to get it kind of just settled in, everything dialed in and whatnot, and we're going to take it for a test drive. We're going to show you what's wrong with it, and we are going to get her fixed this year. Hopefully I show my transmission swap this year. This is a 3-speed transmission here. First guy on the planet to do a 3-speed swap on this car. So, just a little update for now. Let's take it for a drive. That's my fan. But since I'm running out of battery on my GoPro, we're going to just get her warmed up by slightly accelerating. So let's go into second gear just because it's a little bit easier. Very unique build. It did it there, but I was only part throttle. Clutch pack's gone. I mean, it's not totally gone, but like I was saying earlier, there's so much slop in the clutch pack that when it applies line pressure, that slip it's not fully engaged, so once it's still slip, when it smacks all the clutches together, there's so much room there that the delay that it takes to smack all the clutches together is what we're looking for. I already did the band adjustment and whatnot. That's not it. And I was looking at my transmission manual, reading and whatnot, and I did learn that the forward clutch pack on this transmission is just for third gear. First gear and second gear in reverse uses all the rear clutch pack. I do want to increase line pressure on here. I'm going to shoot for 200 psi. I got to do the bleeder valve right now. I have a spring, and the line pressure valve, whatever screw, set screw, is turned all the way in for max pressure. And I never hooked up a pressure gauge to it, but I'm going to say it's about 170, 180 because that's what other people were getting with the same mod. This doesn't pop anymore with the sequential fire. But so as I was saying, you know, the spring, that's what I'm looking at. I want to make sure all the things in the valve bodies are good. Make sure all my mods are still good and whatnot. Make sure nothing will burn down. Check seals. This time around, I am going to put new seals in for the clutch packs. Something to keep in mind that you will blow seals running this much PSI, and basically I send all that PSI to my reverse band also. But I do have the upgraded strut for the reverse band, so that's good. We're gonna go in first gear. That's we're not doing too bad. We're hovering a little bit right now. I need more fuel. Idle VE table, where are we at? We're at 27. Let's bump it up to 29. Shit like that. We need a little bit more fuel, just a little. Let's go 31 on it. Yeah, I like to see high 13s, low 14s for idle. It's much better. I don't know if you can see my gauges on this side, but and I can't see my temperature once again. I really need to put a temperature gauge on this. 175. Let's turn the fan on. Transmission's still cold at 76 degrees. Had that set to 3500. Oh shit, I need fuel in here too. Had that set to 3500. Just for cruising around. Like, I'm going to stay in second gear right now. whatever needs to be replaced will get replaced, whatever doesn't, won't, and I just keep it as a spare part because finding parts for A404, A413, A470, and A670 transmissions, parts are really hard to find for them. Sounds like a CVT when I'm in third gear. Exhaust system might not get done this year. It might get done. I'm not sure what the date is for that because I want to find a good exhaust system that I like. Hopefully this will start back up when I get fuel. 93. Filled up 93. Thank you. Idle VE looks pretty good across the board. I did have 37 there, but 32 across the board looks pretty good for idle. Holy cow, that took 35 hours. We are just going to increase my cranking pulses. 260 at 40, 250. No, I'm good, thanks. Alright, let's hopefully get this started back up. I gotta hear my fuel pump kick on. Alright, fuel pump's kicking on. I have issues with my Q relay down there, so let's go ahead, crank. Gotta turn my key. Let's get in first gear. Shut your face. Can I turn my lights on? No. I gotta plug in my fuse back there for my lights. We are going to probably do a pool later. If you saw, it was some kind of ending. Things are pretty quick for what they are. Alright, so we got rolling anti-lag set to, or two-step set to 4200, so we're going to do a rolling